Hello, this is Stephen, and I wanted to continue the tutorial on a topic that deals with multiple applications on the same ESP. So I have here again the Lego Mindstorms IDE, and on the right side the ESP32 IDE. I've connected the ESP to the Mindstorms, and I have made this very simple UartRemote loop. So I don't have any function added to the UartRemote and only have this loop. If I run this loop, I put this loop program, I put that in main.py. So if I reset the ESP32, it will run this loop. So if I reset it, so we don't see any output because it's in the loop. And if I now switch on the Lego Mindstorms on this side, wait a little bit, there it is. If I enable the UartRemote on this side, we already, although we don't have actively added any commands, there are already some predefined commands present. And what I can do is I have a function called getRemote commands. What it does, it communicates to the UartRemote loop, and it asks which commands do I have. And what you see here, that we have some commands: the enable REPL, disable REPL, and echo command. The echo command is quite nice, just to see whether it's working. And what it does, it sends a string to the remote side and echoes as a response the same string back. I can get version, that way I can see what version of the UartRemote I have running. So this is the February 2022 version, so it's the latest version. And that's it. If I now want to run some special functions on the ESP32, I would like to be able to initiate that from the Mindstorms side. So I have here two examples. If you look at the ESP and the modules which are present on the file system, there's a test.py. That's the same program as we did before, like just the sensor emulation and the multiplication. And we have the LED, which is the same example of the dial LED example. The only difference is that these examples don't import the UartRemote, they just define their own functions. And the only thing that you see is a special function that you have to define that is called by the UartRemote library, and that adds the functions that you want to be present from this module. The same here it adds the sensor and the multiplication function, just the same, in exactly the same way as we did before, only we have to add it within its own function. So every module that you want to be able to load on demand has a skeleton like this. So you have the functions that you need to disclose, and you have a function called add commands as an argument where the UartRemote object is passed, and with the add commands to the respective functions. So if I, for instance, would like to call one of these functions, sensor or mul, from the test library, I can now here add a module, and the module name is the name of the program here without the .py. So if I say test, and if I now look which commands I have available, I see that sensor and mul is added. If you compare here they are not present, and here they are added. So now I can call these new commands. So this is working, and the other one, the sensor, we don't need any arguments because it's reading back. No. This If I now reboot the module again, the ESP32, these commands that were added by calling the add module are again not present. So if I now say which commands do I have present, they are only the default commands. Okay. So now I would like, for instance, to initiate the LED library. I can say UartRemote module LED. It's loading the LED program, so it's loading this program. This program adds and calls afterwards this function, so that it adds the LED command to the active command. So if I look which commands I have, you see that the LED is added to that. That means that if I call the LED function, and the angle, you see that here in the camera, you see that it is still working. So I can also load both if I would like to do that. So I can also, in addition, load the test module. If I now look at the commands, you will see that I also have sensor and mul at my disposal, and I can use them all three at the same time. So this is a way of to modularly load specific libraries that you would like to use in your project. So if you have different projects, you put for every project, you put its own module in the file system of the ESP32, and from the Lego Mindstorms program, you select which one of these will become active and which commands of these modules are callable from the Mindstorms side. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye.